Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm Donna Moore, CEO and Chairwoman of the LoRa Alliance. Welcome today. I am so excited to kick off the LoRaWAN Live Tokyo. You know, this is the premier forum for everyone in this room to meet the LoRaWAN ecosystem, discover the latest LoRaWAN technologies, and find solutions that will help drive your business forward. So I'm happy to all have you here today. All right, so I'm going to start by talking about 3 key factors that have really driven the momentum of LoRaWAN over the last few years, all right? And it's our technology advancements, our LoRaWAN certification, and our incredible global LoRaWAN ecosystem. So let's talk off by talking about the technology advancements. Our technical committee has worked very hard and put in significant amount of time and effort in expanding the LoRaWAN standard based on market needs. And really what you'll see when I go through the technology advancements is that the focus has been around ease of development, ease of deployment, and scalability, because that's where we are with LoRaWAN. So let's kick off. First, I just wanted to make sure that everybody in the room was aware that because LoRaWAN is the leading LPWAN standard, it was accepted in 2021 as an official ITU, International Telecommunication Union, open standard. And we're very proud of that. And our committees worked very hard to achieve this. So let's look now briefly at the standard announcements that we have released over the last few years. And a little bit later, I'll introduce Daniel Quant, who does have a presentation today at 11:50 that'll go a little bit deeper into these specifications. But let me at least highlight the hard work. Firmware update over the air, or FOTA, which allows us to update devices remotely. It saves time, it saves money, and extends the device life out in the field. Critical for scale, especially when you're deploying devices, you know, in hard-to-reach places and underground. Long-range frequency hopping spread spectrum, or LRFHSS. And basically, this provides increased network capacities for satellites. And we're seeing a lot of explosion with our satellites. In fact, we have an announcement coming out on Thursday about satellites, so everybody maybe check your news on Thursday. So LoRaWAN 1.0.4 is our latest standard that we're working towards. And really, this has been about, again, ease of development, everything that was included in the standard. Ease of deployment, ease of management, and interoperability. So again, 1.0.4 is the current standard that we are working with. Security. Security is on the list of everybody, right? And since 2015, when LoRaWAN kicked off, it was built on a very strong security foundation from experts all over the world. And we continue to evolve our security to keep pace with the market. QR code for device onboarding. Basically, again, this was about ease of deployment. And what you can do with QR code for device onboarding, it automates the process of onboarding. Think about deploying millions of devices. It's critical that it's simple and it's fast and it's easy. Roaming. So roaming allows LoRaWAN devices to seamlessly transfer between LoRaWAN networks. And if you think about it, we have public networks, we have private networks, we have satellite networks, and we have community networks. So being able to have devices that can be on the move and seamlessly transfer between the different types of networks to meet the needs is critical. So support of other protocols. This has been one of LoRaWAN's greatest strengths, and we've worked really hard to create liaisons with other open standards, Wi-Fi, 5G, Bluetooth, RFID, DLMS, IPv6, to name a few. And the reason is that what technology is used or what standard is used, either individually or jointly, depends on the need of the use case. Not one standard is going to take care of all of our needs in the market. I mean, low power wide area networking is huge. The market is endless, and you need different tools and different standards to address all of the market needs. So this really has expanded the addressable market for LoRaWAN. Relay. So while LoRaWAN has the most incredible range and penetration of any LPWAN, relay allows the signal to penetrate even further. And this is particularly important for utilities because frequently the devices are buried underground or in hard to reach places, as well as for satellites. Multicast. So multicast is fairly new release, and this allows device-to-device communication in case of a network loss. And it's really important to have multicast when you are deploying in hyper-dense deployments where communication signals can be limited. Payload codec API specification. This allows you to develop a codec once and use it on any application platform, and it significantly reduces complexity and time to market. So as you can see, our technical committee's been very hard at work, and the goal is really to make it simple, affordable, and transformative. All right, with that, I'd like to welcome Daniel Quant. Is Daniel? Oh, there's. Hi, Daniel. Come on up. Daniel Quant is actually just got elected our chair of marketing, but he is taking over and the face. If you have any questions about the specifications, he will have a talk today at 11:50 to cover them in more detail. So, Daniel.
Right, konnichiwa, and welcome to day one of LoRaWAN Live here in Tokyo. If you have any questions or you'd like an introduction to another member company, then please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Donna, and the team. If we can't answer your question, we know who can. And we really hope that you take the most out of the event today and tomorrow. So plenty of presentations and market-leading sensor, gateway, software, and solutions here in the marketplace. Arigato.
Thank you, Daniel. So again, he's the guy to go to if you have any questions. All right, next up. So the second factor that's really been key in driving the LoRaWAN momentum is our incredible LoRaWAN certification, and it's in-device certification. And our certification committee has worked very, very hard to make the LoRaWAN certification program, process, and tools even more robust and simpler to deploy and to certify. You know, why certification? Certification is critical. If you are deploying LoRaWAN solutions and you want to know that your brand promise and that the devices are going to work as intended, they need to be LoRaWAN certified because they are then conformance tested. And I'll tell you, many, many, many RFPs and tenders are now requiring LoRaWAN certified devices as part of the RFP or tender. So if you are a system integrator here today and you're recommending devices, I will tell you the only devices I recommend, because I know they've been tested, are LoRaWAN certified devices. We also have the LoRaWAN certification test tool, or LCTT. And this test tool is only for LoRa Alliance members. It is free to membership. And it allows you to pre-test your devices in your office or your facility. It's a piece of software that you download. And you can conformance test to debug and make sure that the devices are built appropriately. It will save you much time and money in deploying if you find that the devices has some issues in the field, as well as your credibility in the market. So the LCTT, and I'll introduce Paul in a minute, is really important to help you. And it is the exact same test harness as when you go for formal certification, exact same test harness that our test houses use. So you know you'll pass once you've gone through your own certification testing in your facilities. All right, so Paul Hampton. I'd like to introduce Paul Hampton. He is our Vice President of Certification and the guy to talk to today if you have any questions about certification.
Thank you, Donna. Wow, it's great to see standing room only here. This is wonderful. Welcome, everyone.
We do have some seats up here.
This afternoon, we'll have a presentation that will help you to get your devices certified and to market faster using our certification by similarity process. I encourage everyone to attend that. It's not very long, and I believe it's 3:20, 3:15, 3 something.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Paul. All right, so certification, he's the guy. All right, let's move on to the third factor that's driven LoRaWAN momentum and our #1 place in the market. Let me back up to this first. We talked about certification, and the market said to us, you know, that's great. You have LoRaWAN certified devices. We know that they're tested. We feel comfortable with them. But how do we know if the individuals that are developing and deploying LoRaWAN solutions really understand LoRaWAN standard? So we listened to the market, and we created the LoRaWAN Accredited Professional Program. And the LoRaWAN Accredited Professional Program is a test that you'll take as an individual, and if you pass it, you get the Accredited Professional Badge and the ability to show your customers, your employer, the market, that you have extensive knowledge and superior knowledge of LoRaWAN standard, solutions, and deployments. So if any of you are interested in becoming a LoRaWAN accredited professional, look at the QR code and it'll take you right to it to become a LoRaWAN accredited professional. All right, now on to our third, and certainly not least, our global ecosystem. So our marketing committee has been hard at work really driving members to join the Alliance and really driving awareness about LoRaWAN globally. And the reason why we have such an incredible ecosystem within the LoRa Alliance is because if you are looking to drive your LoRaWAN business forward, becoming a LoRa Alliance member is the best way to achieve your goals. Because you meet, you collaborate, and you learn the latest of what's happening, and you are the cutting edge person out there selling solutions and products and services. So I think we have a poster out there, but our global ecosystem is quite large, and the value to this is that we have every stakeholder of the value chain participating in the LoRa Alliance. And why is that important? It's important because as we grow and move forward, we're listening to all of the stakeholders of the market. I mean, it does take a village to implement, IoT and LPWAN. And so we have our village, and every voice is heard. So I thought it'd be interesting to look at Asia Pacific and some of our Asia members. If your name's up on this sign, could you stand up? Anyone in here from our Asia Pacific companies? Up, 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 up. Anyone else? Up, up. Big round of applause. Up, up, up if you're from Asia here. Thank you so much. You might want to reach out to the individuals that just stood up because they can tell you the value of being in this ecosystem. All right, so we also have the LoRaWAN Showcase, which I wanted to make sure everyone in this room was aware of. And you can scan the QR code to find out more about it. But the showcase is really about finding products, services, and solutions for to complete your partnerships or drive LoRaWAN business forward. And because our members partner and collaborate, we have the most full end-to-end solutions driving the market forward, which makes it easier for customers to deploy LoRaWAN. So I highly encourage you to go here. If you're a member, you're listed on our website, and it is where you get business because people are trying to find the pieces to put together to make a LoRaWAN solution. So with that, I'd like to introduce Skye Warden, our VP of Marketing, and she's going to talk a little bit about marketing and membership.
Konnichiwa. Thank you so much for all being here and being able to experience this great event. As Donna says, we have a great ecosystem, and it really is all of you. And if you're not part of the membership yet, you can use the QR code here that you see to learn a little bit more about the benefits, or talk to any of the staff you'll see wearing this red badge here. We also have a table at the back of the room, so please come and ask us all your questions. Being part of this ecosystem is the best way to drive your LoRaWAN business forward, and it's really an amazing opportunity to find the right partners, to find the right solutions, and collaborate with all of the ecosystem members. So thank you.
Thanks, Skye. Okay, so over the next few days, we are here to talk about solutions and results to drive your LoRaWAN business forward. I don't know if you're aware, but Asia is a global leader in smart agriculture and smart industry. Yet it's facing many of the same challenges as the rest of the world, right? Labor shortages, food insecurities, environmental sustainability, air and water quality, and citizens' health and safeties. So that is why we're on this room today, because LoRaWAN improves business operations, employee work environments, critical infrastructures, and environmental sustainability. And ultimately, we, meaning you, are improving the world in ways that just simply wasn't possible in the past. So, while LoRaWAN supports numerous verticals and countless use cases, our focus over the next 2 days will be on these 6 verticals: agriculture, buildings, cities, industries, logistics, and utilities. Because these verticals support infrastructures that are critical to our day-to-day life and business operations. You know, we have tremendous opportunities to improve existing buildings and extend the useful life of utilities by upgrading legacy technologies. We can optimize our cities and support the health and welfare of our citizens. And you know what? We can do all of this because our ecosystem has the solutions to retrofit, enhance, and innovate to digitally transform existing assets and infrastructures. That's pretty amazing. Not even possible not that long ago. So let's talk about digital transformation. The fact is, digital transformation is not a destination. It is a continual state of evolution. And the goal isn't to simply digitize things, right? The goal is to create ongoing value for businesses and governments. And the key to success is a holistic digital transformation approach, not a siloed one. And for this to happen, fundamental changes are required, because optimizing a business or a government's operations requires input from multiple departments to work together in new and more efficient ways. Business and governments that are successful, and you need to note this when you're working with your customers, must invest the time up front to plan for ongoing improvements. This way, the first use case deployed of LoRaWAN lays the groundwork for many additional use cases. And once a LoRaWAN network is deployed, it can meet the needs of future use cases. saving cost effectiveness, and increasing return on investments. However, our work involves so much more than just deploying a network and adding sensors. We are providing the means to transform business operations. And that is why we're here today, to ask questions of our tremendous ecosystem's expertise and listen to the answers and grow our business, no matter where you are in your IoT journey. So I would like to move into a little bit of a deeper dive into a specific vertical, and that would be smart buildings. You know, LoRaWAN is already deployed in countless smart buildings around the world, and these are just some examples of the types of use cases that we're supporting the buildings in. But we're going to go a step deeper, and we're going to dive into actual deployments and hear the challenges, the solutions, what worked, why LoRaWAN, in 3 different deployments from Singapore. So I'd like to invite to the stage Alexis Susset from UnaBiz and Winnie Rao from Milesight. Come on up. Yes. Have a seat here. I'm going to. There you go. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Yes. So, all right. This is really interesting because they have 3 great case studies that we can all listen and learn from. So Alexis, I'm going to start with you.
Right.
And let's talk about Next. Maybe we can put this slide up. Tell us about how you got involved, your role in Next, the challenges, what worked, what didn't work, and anything else the audience should know.
Right. So yeah, Next is one of our customers in Singapore. Basically, we got involved because, as you know, UnaBiz, we own some networks in Singapore. And basically, they reached out to us because they wanted to retrofit a building. They wanted to have a lot more information about the health of the building, but also they wanted to see if they could do energy optimization. So we looked around for solutions, and we found that with LoRaWAN, we could give a sort of granularity of data to them and integrate with their existing system. So that's what we did. We collaborated with Milesight, deployed their sensors. And what's great with their sensors is that we could actually retrofit without wiring too much in the building. So thanks to the LoRaWAN network capabilities, we can do battery-operated sensors that generates a lot of the data. And now, basically, with the deployment completed, we're able to save energy and give them that sort of granularity on the health of their buildings.
Great, great. Winnie, talk a little bit about Milesight and how you got involved with UnaBiz in your role.
Yes, Milesight has spent more than 10 years on exploring the IoT technologies, and we have a professional team to develop different solutions, devices to cater to the customers' needs from different industries. And UnaBiz is a solution provider. They are open to use different technologies to do the project in building automation. And at that time, I think Milesight and UnaBiz reached a consensus on that part. We can provide superior products and solutions, and UnaBiz can provide their solutions and services to their customers. So, like I think we both of us assessing our strengths, our advantages, and we come together to provide our joint customers with good solutions in the building automation. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the integration with Honeywell.
Oh, so that's very interesting here. So the requirement from the customer was that because they're running malls, basically, and in Singapore, the AC and the environment is critical to running a mall. Like, it's a very hot country, and so can you imagine if you don't have AC, basically you lose all your customers. Actually, it might even be dangerous to have that many people in the building. So they were saying we love IoT, but we're very concerned about sort of the dependency on the cloud and sort of the integration that has been done so far, where you will have these LoRaWAN networks, but very often you're using the cloud in order to process data. So what we found with Honeywell, which was really good news, is that we could actually do a middleware type of integration with their BMS, their building management system. And so thanks to Milesight gateways as well, we were able to integrate that whole system basically within the building environment. So we've connected the system to the cloud, but the system can run without the cloud, which was key to winning the project because you basically have this sort of private network. I like to create a hybrid network though, because you can choose between private and cloud connected. And that fit the requirement of the customer. Basically, they can enhance and retrofit business critical system, having the security, having the integration done, everything running locally, but using the cloud again to enrich the data and enrich that knowledge that they have.
So UnaBiz really played a system integrator role in this particular case.
In this particular case, yes, we did.
Yeah.
We even wrote the software actually to integrate between the LoRaWAN gateway, all the sensor data, and the BMS from Honeywell.
Yeah. And when you talk to me about the devices.
Yeah, I think we provide the professional devices like the indoor air quality, our gateway, and our occupancy and people counting sensor for UnaBiz to finish that deployment for the customers for the smart building and for the smart restroom. Yes, we have been accumulating the experience for the LoRaWAN technology for more than 7 years. And we are trying to make him more, trying to introduce more new products to fit the requirements for the building industry and also for other verticals. Yeah.
So I got to hear the buzzword. Are these devices LoRaWAN certified?
Yes, definitely.
And was that a requirement?
Yes, from our side, by adhering to the standard LoRaWAN protocol, I think we can have our devices perfectly integrated with other IoT devices and network and platform, and our customers can confidently deploy their solutions with these certified devices.
Yeah, I think, again, as we grow in a market, you all will realize the importance. I mean, Milesight you've been deploying so many devices and they're LoRaWAN certified because the customers want to know as well. So I hope you're really hearing about the importance of that, of LoRaWAN certified devices. Tell me a couple challenges that you had that you overcame.
So one of the challenges that we had was sort of the planning for the deployments. Deploying buildings, even though LoRaWAN has a very good range, you do face a couple of challenges. One of the key challenges that I would say happens very often is integrating into the customer network. And so I always say that's something that you need to really plan out, really go and talk to the IT departments, really share basically all the security aspects of LoRaWAN, because very often IT operators, especially in buildings, aren't too keen on having extra networking technologies, extra devices connected to their network. So that was one of the key points. We solved it by basically isolating basically the LoRaWAN network, integrating into their firewall, integrating into their networking environment, and that worked pretty well afterwards.
That's great.
But it can be a challenging conversation, for sure.
Any challenges for you in this deployment?
Yeah, we provide UnaBiz with our devices. I think the most challenge should be the technology is not that popular in different markets, but we are educating this market, and we continuously working with our valuable partner like UnaBiz, LoRa Alliance,
and other partners.
Yeah, and other partners hope to make really something different and hope to accelerate the IoT strategies to the next level.
That's great. And one last thing, and we'll move on to StoreHub. Did they look at other solutions besides LoRaWAN?
Yes, actually they did.
And what did they look at, and why did they select LoRaWAN?
So it was one interesting key factor. In this case, they wanted very granular data, so they wanted to get sensor data every minute. And so LoRaWAN basically answered that question much better than any of the other technologies.
What were some of the other technologies? Can you say?
Well, yes, I can say Sigfox was there, so that's a network we own. Sigfox would have worked, but there's limitations in terms of the frequency of data transmission.
Anything else besides Sigfox? Any?
Yeah, we looked at different standards, but nothing was even worth mentioning, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was that was the one key issue. Why LoRaWAN, or is there anything else?
That was the one key issue, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Winnie, anything else on this?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about StoreHub. StoreHub is self-storage, and I'll let you kind of talk about the same thing, kind of what StoreHub is and how LoRaWAN got in there, and again, any different issues?
So StoreHub is an interesting case because they reached out to us because they wanted to do a LEED certification. They want to have a green building certification.
Oh, yeah.
So another type of certification. And there, they heard about the work that we've done in Singapore with smart buildings. We communicate a lot about it, obviously. And there they reach out to us and say, look, we'd like to have that green building certification. We need to retrofit, but we don't really know where to start. Like, how do we get sensors? How do we get network installed? Do we have, again, to wire everything up? Or, is there other technologies that we can use? And again, through our experience with Milesight, we found that using the Milesight sensors, gateways, we could actually provide the data to StoreHub so that they can get their green building certification.
That's great. So they're in the process of collecting the data now for the certification.
Correct. Yes.
Right? Winnie?
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about the devices or the rollout?
Yeah, like with our indoor air quality sensors, we can combine the different parameters to detect, to monitor the environment of the building and to utilize the usage of the energy in the buildings. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think we will also dive deeper into more verticals with our devices, especially the indoor air quality and people counting and occupancy sensors, which is also UnaBiz is working on. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on StoreHub?
No, I think deployment is ongoing, and I think we can report back once the certification has been done.
Yeah. Do you have any idea when that might be?
Can't say. That's
okay.
confidential.
Got it. Perfect. All right. So future deployments. So let's talk a little bit. I know you've got one. There you go. So Suntec City. You want to talk about that?
Yes. So Suntec City is very interesting because they came to us for a challenge that I think we overlook very often in the industry, especially in smart building. It's the comfort of occupants. So there's been quite a few studies on CO2 levels that show that basically once you reach a certain level of CO2, and that means that, that happens when your building is not ventilated in a smart way. So perhaps it's really hot outside, so the BMS would choose to not bring outside air, and then it's circulating the air throughout the building, and we breathe, we generate CO2, and as the CO2 level reaches higher levels, you will get headaches. It's becoming hard to think. It's actually uncomfortable, and very often, we don't really know why. You might have had that in a cinema that's very crowded, maybe not well ventilated. You watch the movie, and at the end of the movie, you're like, well, that was a good movie, but I don't feel great.
Yeah.
And so they, on top of everything that's happened around COVID, and now a lot more awareness on air quality, they really wanted to have that stamp of, what are we doing for comfort? What are we doing with air quality? Like, how are we going to basically make sure that our environment is good for people? And so once again, we started out with Next on sort of energy efficiency, StoreHub with a LEED certification. now it's very interesting that with the same hardware and type of integration, we're also able to look at really the indoor air quality and sort of comfort that comes with it, and therefore sort of the value of the building. Right? A very comfortable building, unconsciously, people will want to go there more often. Will unconsciously know, oh, I feel good in this place.
Yeah.
And so, if it's a shopping center, obviously,
Yeah,
that's a
spend
very
more.
good thing. Spend more time, and therefore
Yeah.
make it more valuable.
So same sensors, different needs.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Winnie, how about you with Suntech?
I think these three cases are just like a start point of our collaboration to provide our customers different solutions. Yes, and we think we will dedicate it to developing more different solutions, and not only in Singapore but across the Pacific Asia. Yeah, we want to bring something really different to this part.
And you have air quality sensors, I can't remember exactly, but rolled out in schools.
Yeah.
Who is that with, and where was that?
Yeah, that is the case in Canada. So we've deployed about 47,000 of our IQ sensors in the Canadian public schools. So that is a public tender, and the customers came to us to find out the solution together with the platform and services. So we provide them all the sensors and gateways within 3 months to cater to the customer's needs. So that happens in the COVID. Yeah. Yeah.
That one in Canada got a lot of recognition. Who were your LoRa Alliance partners that you worked with on that? Do you remember?
TTN, yeah.
TTN?
Yeah, the Think
Okay.
Network.
Great.
The Think Network.
Good. That's
We
smart.
introduced the
Go
Think
ahead.
Network to the customers, and they are developing their own platform and to provide the full solution to the end users. Yeah.
Great. All right, so let me just, I think we just have a couple minutes left. Let me start with you, Winnie. So any final thoughts to the audience in terms of what they should be aware of, any things that you've really learned that you want to share or pass along to the audience?
I think in different regions, the development of the LoRaWAN technologies and IoT industry is quite different. Like Milesight want to be an IoT expert on providing the LoRaWAN solutions, LoRaWAN devices, and I think LoRaWAN technology is one of the most appropriate solution technologies for the building automations, and also for smart agriculture, energy efficiency. So I think this should be a trend in the future and in market to follow. LoRaWAN technology will bring us a new era.
Change the world for sure.
Yes.
All right, Alexis.
I think that there's probably one thing that we underestimate in the industry, which is that for the first time ever, you can run very sophisticated devices on battery for a very, very long time. And this is quite structural because it's really enabling, especially in smart building environments, to retrofit without the high cost. And that's why I always talk about, cabling sensors, basically. That's been one of the key challenges with, retrofitting solutions, where it used to be very costly and very complicated to retrofit and deploy solutions. Using LoRaWAN sensors, and then I want to get back on what you said about certification, using quality LoRaWAN sensors, because you can have a lot of these issues without certified devices, where they may not transmit as well, and you have a lot of issues with deploying them. But once you get that out of the way, like being able to simply, put a sensor on the wall, have a network that's quite reliable, and retrofitting in a very cost-effective way. Like, this is transformational, and I think that's why you spoke about with digital transformation.
Absolutely.
It's one of the key factors that we love about LoRaWAN, and that we want to continue to promote to customers. Very often customers are not even aware. Well, like a sensor, like 5-10 years on battery. Like, how do you even do that, right?
Right.
And I think that's something we should speak more and more about.
All of us to communicate to the market.
Yes.
Good. Anything else? Okay, let's give a big round of applause. You can just hold. You can just stay. I'm gonna. So with that, I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, both our gold, silver, bronze, and network and reception sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to put on these events. And let me tell you, and our marketplace, which you're going to learn about solutions that will help you drive your business forward. So all of these companies up here are in the marketplace. And, these companies are experts in what they do. That's why they're here. So if you want to learn more about how to drive your business forward, you need to go out and talk to these companies, because they are LoRaWAN leaders within the LoRa Alliance. So with that, I want to tell you all to have a great conference. We've got 2 packed days, and Winnie and Alexis and I will be in the back if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and have a great conference.